Harris just wrapping up a rally in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and that location is important to note. This is a county that Trump won in 2020. Priscilla Alvarez is out front. She's in Wilkes-Barre. And Priscilla, you've been learning more about Harris's strategy moving forward, and she has been spending, 6 of the past 7 days in Pennsylvania. And I know from what you were seeing today, you got a taste of the strategy we're going to see in these future days.
That's exactly right, Aaron. Sources have been telling me that the vice president is expected to up her travel to these more rural and red counties in an attempt to peel off voters from former President Donald Trump. And today is a glimpse of that. The vice president going to 2 counties that Donald Trump won in 2020 and won by double digits. Now, we saw something similar a few weeks ago when the vice president also did a swing through South Georgia, again hitting those rural red counties. Now, a campaign official telling me that they're trying to up her support in these areas, and that all of it is a reflection of how close they see this race, that even if they can peel off a few voters in each of these counties, that can really help them come November. Now, of course, the campaign has been looking for multiple pathways to those 270 electoral votes, but each time Pennsylvania is critical to that. And we know that from the vice president's travel, as you mentioned, over the last several days, where the majority of her time has been spent in this state. Now, while she was here in her remarks, she specifically focused on job opportunities. And a campaign advisor told me that was intentional. The idea trying to appeal to some of those voters who perhaps are not diehard Democrats, but are also uninterested in former President Donald Trump, and trying to make an argument here on the economy. I will also note that it was a Republican who introduced the vice president, and that has been part of the campaign narrative as well, that she is trying to appeal to Republicans, independents, and Democrats. So clearly trying to make a play here in this county that voted for former President Donald Trump. Now, of course, the campaign knows that they need to look at multiple strategies to try to clinch a victory in November. That also includes trying to forgo some of the traditional media, also big remarks and speeches about policy rollouts, and also try to find other opportunities to continue the energy of this campaign. Aaron.
All right, Priscilla, thank you very much in Wilkes-Barre tonight, and everyone here with me now. So, David Urban, the context of what you see Trump doing, he's tripled down on conspiracy theories about Springfield, Ohio, and migrants there. Obviously, also talking about the border. Harris has been focusing on saying, well, this is hate and division. That's what it's about. Is he helping her make her case? I mean, do you think this is hurting him right now or not?
Well, look, I'd like to see the president focus more of his time on the issues that people, are telling everybody that they care about, right? The economy, home ownership, things that keep polling very high, and not focus on things like, missing geese and stray dogs. I think, it's kind of laughable. Kamala Harris is talking about division, but at the same rally, she's up there talking about, it's basically lying, not spreading disinformation about President Trump's Project 2025. He's going to take your abortions away, right to abortion away. All things which President Trump, Aaron, as you know, has disavowed, has said on the record numerous times. I won't sign an abortion ban. Project 2025, I disavow. It's everywhere. They're good people on both sides. She continues to say the same old lies over and over again, and nobody's checking her. And the thing that she's not talking about, Aaron, in these counties that she goes to, which I applaud her for going to Luzerne and Lackawanna County and Wilkes-Barre there, and then going to Cambria County and Johnstown today, because people need to see her. They need to hear from her. And once they do hear from her, she's going to lose by even worse, because she gave an interview today or maybe it was yesterday, to an ABC affiliate in Philly. And when asked what she's going to do for the economy, she talked about growing up as a kid. She didn't answer the question. She hasn't answered anybody's questions.
Ashley?
She needs to start answering questions. I agree with Jim Clyburn. Get out there and answer questions. Talk to people.
Ashley.
I mean, speaking of not answering questions, I don't think David actually answered your question, which is, and that's really
sure I did. I said Trump shouldn't do it.
Do what, though? What's he should not be doing? Stoking the flames?
He shouldn't keep talking about missing cats and dogs. He shouldn't keep talking about cats and dogs.
But it's actually the effect of what he's saying. See, I mean, the reality is that Trump's words are incredibly powerful. We've seen this before when he came down that escalator and he called Mexicans rapists. Then he became the president, and he signaled to a white nationalist. Racial tension was at an all-time high, and people across America were feeling threatened by what the president was saying. Their lives were feeling threatened by what the president's saying, and that's what we're seeing right now. And I think the sad thing is the silence of Republicans. They're not rebuking what the president's saying. They're not disavowing what the president's saying and the effect of his words. That's what's sad about this. And I think that's what the vice president was talking about today. Is the question that's before us now is, do we want to live in that Donald Trump America? Do we want to go back to a time where we were, your neighbors, your family, your friends were feeling very threatened, their lives feeling threatened by, literally and figuratively, by the president's words?